Karen's obsession with controlling my property had now reached audacious and reckless extremes. Her latest stunt involved raiding Grandpa's 100-year-old barn, a structure steeped in family history and memories, with the apparent intent to intimidate, seize items, or plant false evidence. She believed that boldness and a show of force could bend reality to her will, but she had gravely underestimated both the security measures in place and the resilience of my family. It was early morning when the motion sensors on the barn's perimeter triggered. My security cameras immediately alerted me, displaying Karen and two of her associates moving deliberately along the driveway, each carrying tools or equipment that suggested they planned to break in. Their expressions were confident, even smug, as though the presence of a century-old structure alone would intimidate anyone. I immediately contacted the sheriff, briefing them on Karen's repeated harassment campaigns and her prior illegal actions. My dogs were deployed strategically, moving along the perimeter silently but with an aura of authority that would make any approach noticeable. When I arrived, Karen and her team had already reached the barn. She was shouting commands, gesturing wildly, and clearly expecting immediate compliance or fear. "We need access. The HOA demands this. You can't stop us," she barked, her words dripping with overconfidence. I stepped forward, voice calm yet commanding. "Karen, this is private property. The barn and all contents are legally under my family's ownership. Any attempt to enter without authorization is trespassing, and law enforcement is already en route. Step away immediately." Her smirk faltered slightly, but she waved her hands, insisting that she had authority and that she was only carrying out HOA directives. That was when my dogs positioned themselves strategically, growling low, alerting her to the risk of further intrusion. Her assistants hesitated, the tension of the situation finally breaking through their misplaced confidence. Within minutes, deputies arrived on site, moving methodically to assess the situation. Karen tried to argue, presenting papers and documents in an attempt to assert control, but the deputy's attention was drawn to the live surveillance feed and the property deeds I had prepared. Every approach, every step toward the barn, every attempt at intimidation had been documented in real time. "Ma'am," the lead deputy said firmly, "you are trespassing. Any continued attempt to enter this property without authorization will result in immediate arrest. Your actions are illegal, and any further interference will be treated as criminal conduct." Karen's face turned pale as the reality sank in. Her plan had unraveled completely. The barn, rich with history and untouched for generations, remained fully intact. Her crew, sensing the shift in power, began retreating silently, dragging their tools behind them. Karen's confidence crumbled entirely, leaving her flustered and humiliated. Later, I reviewed the security footage. Every movement, every futile attempt at intimidation, and every sign of her panic had been recorded. The barn, the legacy of generations, remained untouched and fully protected. This footage would serve as irrefutable evidence of Karen's repeated harassment and reckless behavior. Neighbors, who had discreetly observed from a safe distance, were shocked at her audacity. Karen had attempted to infiltrate a century-old family property, assuming her audacity could overcome law and preparation. Instead, she had been exposed as reckless, powerless, and entirely unprepared for the consequences of her actions. That evening, I walked through the barn, noting the sunlight streaming through the old windows and the familiar scent of aged wood and hay. My dogs patrolled silently, ensuring that no further intrusion occurred. The barn, the memories within, and the security of my family's legacy remained fully intact. Karen had overreached once again, underestimating preparedness, lawful authority, and strategic vigilance. The lesson was unmistakable. Recklessness and audacity are powerless against careful planning, legal knowledge, and unwavering authority. By nightfall, the barn was safe, my family reassured, and Karen's repeated schemes exposed for what they truly were: desperate attempts to assert control over property she had no right to touch. My sanctuary, my family's history, and my peace remained fully protected, proving once again that true authority is rooted in preparation, law, and calm strategy, not in arrogance or audacity.